for the groups today. We've got some storm damage that we had kind of simulated from the last group 2-3 weeks ago. And so I've got these 4 piles marked. We'll have 4 teams planning and then cutting spring poles, pinned heavy leaning trees, rollover potentials.
Yeah, she's the only one that gets fishing.
Going to be a great day for training today in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. We've got a group of about 12 from Samaritan's Purse. They're site directors, site supervisors for the disaster relief teams. Tomorrow we're going to be felling just a few trees to make another area for a second class the end of the week. They want the best way to do things safely and be able to also transfer that knowledge onto their workers that they'll have, the volunteers that they'll have at the different work sites coming up. Traveling all over the world, working disasters and different situations. And it's quite amazing to hear their stories and to understand how they come about their work with Samaritan's Purse. So back pressure did apply, didn't it? What could you do there? In other words, it's a little bit of an angle like it is, but instead of going straight down, if you angle this way or this way, it'll roll apart. So, and that's another place that you can do an offset cut too, isn't it? An offset cut could be used there, and basically till the machine gets there, it sits.
But offset cut. I want to be here. Okay? If you got here, then you're going to stop it. Get out of there. Okay? So from the top down, you're all the way back to here. Okay? So come down on that knot.
On top, you want to take that off.
Take this off?
Yeah. Okay, now in the cut.
It's pinched now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
All right. Go ahead, my glove.
So we're stuck. Why are we stuck?
No, we agreed with you.
And then
Does
once
it
you
look
see
like
it
it would go
starting,
down?
then you flip it
Situation
out.
changed.
You change in midstream.
Why did it go up?
That's what I'm asking.
You got 40 foot of tree out there. You got a pivot right there. You 1,000 pounds here. What's it gonna do? They're hard to read sometimes, aren't they? But somebody put that dot right there for a specific purpose. You know why? You know why?
I did.
Because I've seen it before.
Teaching a little bit.
And you know, the other thing is, a lot of times people will take, and if they just decide, I'm gonna cut down on that, oh yeah, it's going right, it's opening up. And then all of a sudden, they finish up that last fiber on the bottom, what's that piece gonna do? According to how far you are from the pivot, that piece is gonna go down a foot, this is gonna come up 3 feet. And if you got your nose over it, they call that smell wood. It gets so close you can smell it sometimes. But the thing is, if you back up and look at that situation, if you're aware of it, now you can do what? You can save a lot of time trying to get that thing unstuck. Because you won't get stuck. Because the tension side won't stick you, only the compression side. But I will say this now, you did a good notch pretty fast, but you got a Dutchman, a bypass over here. Probably not gonna cause a whole lot of problem in this case, because that one can't move all that far up. But when that bypass closes, just like felling a tree, what's gonna happen? It's gonna create twist. The other thing is that you're probably gonna get miscombobulated if you don't recognize that that bypass is there and you cut up from the bottom, and let's say it was going right. When you get up there to that bypass, what's gonna happen? You just cut your hinge off, didn't you? And what can you do if it cut the hinge off? Where can the tree go? Anywhere it wants to. It can roll over and grab your saw just as hard with a little bit of fiber on there as you can with a whole big long hinge and tree hung on there. What's it doing? What's it doing? Okay. But what's it doing? Is it going up or is it going down? So that means you got more weight down here or some kind of support. I don't think you got more weight, but did you check all your limbs? Where's your good side? That's where you should be. Think about it on that last one. If it hadn't been on the good, if it had been on the bad, what would have happened on the last one if we had been on the bad side? We've been stuck on the bad side.
Right, yeah.
It's the safest place. You said it leaned back.
Oh, gosh, we gotta put a weight in it.
Okay, keep cutting.
way. Pressure to that side. What's that? Just keep pressure to that side. It'll go right in.
It didn't let it close all the way, did it? The fiber's still holding it up. But it worked good because he had enough weight on that end and it went right down. I prefer to, once you get them down, is to offset your hinge from the top side. Because when you go through the other way, that one went down, but if you have one that's pivoting, it can come up too. And so if you're coming up this way, it's gonna shoot up in the air. If you let it go down till it's rested, then come and offset it from the top, you have a lot less chances of it popping up at you. But your plan was perfect on that one, because that was not going up, is it? You got a whole tree over it. But let's say it was over a stump or another log down there, it could pop up. So once you have it rested, take it off from the top side. If you cut down this way, you'll see that piece start to peel apart. Isn't it opening on top a little bit? Yeah, so it's gonna, if you continue on down through that hinge material, it's all gonna come back this way so it doesn't grab your saw chain. And now it changed all the other one, didn't it? Who's got that one? Uh-huh. So that's the reason why you gotta plan each cut, because things change, don't they?
Okay, break. Switch up. Switch up.
You're done. So now at this point, let's say you had a fence line you're working on with this, trees across it. You could bring a machine in now and be able to snap that and get it apart, couldn't you? Mm-hmm. All kind of stuff you could do. So you don't have to be there.
That's sweet.
Just kind of parallel your saw to the face stock and come in the 1.5 inches and you'll have it. Cut out a little bit, leave about 1.5 inches on the back. You can go all the way out, just keep walking if you want to, or you can stop, back up, release it with a tip and walk away.
I'll go all the way out.
Huh? All the way out? All right, let's do it. Yep. Come on, back up, back up, back up, back up. Pretty good.
Not quite a foot, but close, huh?
That's pretty close.
About there?
A little lower. All right, cut up. Come around here so you can see. Now cut straight into 1.5 inches. Let the saw, don't put pressure on, let it spin. Don't turn your saw, stay flat parallel to your face notch and cut into 1.5 inches.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the back of the blade straight.
Don't worry about it, you want your blade straight to this, not the back.
Okay.
So pull your saw back a little bit, get parallel to it and cut into 1.5 inches. Alright, it's moving, see? You gotta go. You know, when storms and other disasters hit, people involved in the incident itself, but one of the next things is those that are first responders to those situations. This week we had 2 groups from all over the country that are team leaders with Samaritan's Purse. Still on target? A lot of people hear about Samaritan's Purse, but when you start looking at the operation and you look at all of the people that are involved, how committed they are. I mean, you know, something happens, a flood or a fire or a tornado or a hurricane, and they have quite a system to be able to set up the response. The people just willingly pick up their lives and put them aside and take off to help others. And chainsaw is a big part of that. And we're very pleased to be able to help to assist, to pass along some of the things that people have shared with us over the years to make their job easier. They become instructors to those volunteers out there that are the ones who actually on the ground are picking up and cleaning up all of the mess of the storms or the disaster. Just the tip. Here are these 3 sessions to have a site that
able to come in and simulate some different storm situations and very realistically approach them
Maybe
from
a flying drop kick,
the
Rick.
planning and cleanup process.
Both feet into it, push
It's
it right
worked
over
very, very well. And so important to restoring lives around the world, whether it be
All right, she's gone.
the military actions in Ukraine, that situation where families are having to deal with. Samaritan's Purse is something that has helped them to cope with something that they can't change. And through a relationship with God,
You know, probably that hinge was a little bit too much for this.
He's the one that
It made it
really
harder to lift, didn't it?
changes those things at these
Maybe a
disaster
flying drop
sites.
kick, Rick.
And Samaritan's Purse does a lot of
Both feet
handwork
into
to make
push
it
right over
happen,
it.
but then they pass along the information.
Oh my gosh.
All right, she's gone.
Cutting pressures and binds yesterday, planning out some pretty hazardous scenarios. And today we're going to finish up,
It'll
kind of
probably drop.
concentrating a little bit, which they don't do a whole lot of it, but being able to take down the broken
You know,
snags
probably
and
that hinge was
take
a little
down
bit too
dead
much for
trees
this.
or
It made it
trees
harder to
that
lift, didn't it?
are unstable
If
after
we
the
went down
storms.
probably an inch on that, it'd been
We're
plenty
fortunate
in.
to have a great place to do that here at this location. So we'll be working on it till mid-afternoon today, and then we'll be wrapping up this particular week. And I've been very fortunate to be part of it. Good sawing to you. You know, storms happen, disasters happen, and someone has to clean it up.
Don't take your saw out. Put your saw.
Somebody has to live
Cut
through
back a little
the,
bit, step back over there, take the tip, cut it off.
you know,
let
the
it
mess
go.
and the upsets and injuries and fatalities and losses of property and life. And that's where organizations like Samaritan's Purse come in. Without any hesitation, help to clean up the mess and restore somewhat of normalcy after the storms. But they also offer some information, some relationships that can make things easier for those involved.
walk back, walk back. See you. You gotta be careful not to have a bypass there. See it? You're back in there almost an inch.
Clean that up.
Well, you can if it's critical, but you gotta think about your 2 inches has gotta be back behind that. Right about there, so about the end of the Oregon sign, right?
About the end of the Oregon, okay.
All right? A little bit farther back. You see, you're looking at the whole width there. About the G, about the G. Okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Keep the saw that side. Don't let it come this way. You're to the G, so now set up your 2-inch hinge.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, okay.
2 inches. Straight, parallel to your face knot. Oh, oh, oh! So you cut all the way out the middle.
Okay.
No deeper than the G. Put your saw back in. All the way back in.
All the way in?
Well, to the G. Now go that way. Don't turn your saw, straight out the back. See, you cut your hinge off over here.
Yep.
You can't cut it, just cut. You got to look. So if you go out the front and you cut your hinge off, the way to see, you're on the bad side, you see.
Yeah.
So that's not a good place to be. It's the safest place. You said it leaned back. Okay, keep cutting.